A Nectarium lies dead at your feet. The other has flown away, wounded. One had bitten you as well, though it did little more than break the skin. You decide it best to return to the shrine, and so you make your way back through the hills, wary as you go. Upon your return to the Avesto Shrine, sleep finds you easily. The next day, Hesperos performs the morning-tide rites for you and a small group of traveling field workers. Afterward, he comes to speak with you.
You look tired this morning.
I am fine, though listen to what occurred just last night. A great restlessness kept me awake, and so I walked the hills under the stars and moon. From the dark sky came 2 Nectarium. They were vicious and attacked me as though I was their prey.
By the Lord above, were you hurt?
Not hardly. I drove one away, and I slew the other.
Thank the Divine. I'm afraid you're coming home to strange times, Asterion. Never have I known Nectarium to hunt in these hills, and seldom so viciously against a man.
Neither I. Farther away from the settlements, perhaps, but not in these parts. I mean to return to my family in Cardia. I shall keep my eyes open.
I am glad you came and paid a visit to this old man.
You embrace the beloved priest Hesperos and bid him farewell. You each offer to send word to the other should anything more occur. You have walked less than a mile when you come across several other travelers at the old crossroads. They are coming from the east. This group is composed of 12 foot soldiers in ringmail, 2 spearmen in chariots, and a 4-horse wagon, along with a few servants. Upon spotting you, they call out,
"Ho! We wish to speak with you!"
When they have approached, the frontmost chariot rider asks,
"What is your name, traveler?"
Asterion Vascos of Cardia. The man's eyes squint behind his recently polished helmet, studying you.
We're seeking a man named Frel, a field worker from Grotimal village. Do you know him?
I do not. But if I see him, I'll let him know that you are looking for him. You notice the charioteer and many of his comrades bear an emblem shaped like a downward pointing triangle. The man says,
"He stole from us and has been running for days now. You seem an intelligent fellow. Perhaps you can remember something if you think hard on it."
Much to your frustration, this group of warriors holds you with their questions. You try many times to break the dialogue and continue on your way, but they keep you there, doing all but physically arrest you. They ask you questions about the Avesto Shrine, then state that their leader, Zephanon, may want to speak with you once he arrives. You remember what Hesperos had mentioned about this war priest from Tarag. Hours pass, and while the soldiers do not keep you under non-stop scrutiny, any exit seems that it would require force, and you are badly outnumbered and on foot. At a point during the heat of the late afternoon, a slave girl comes to you with water and food. She has dusty hair, a scrawny figure, and perhaps 16 years of age.
"I hope they don't put you in a cage."
What cage do you speak of, girl?
"Back there, trailing the wagon. The man in there looks dangerous."
I wouldn't want that, or any cage, really. Where are you from?
"I am from the city of Dalcium. I used to be a dancer in my master's tavern until I ran away. Zephanon and his men sacked the village I was staying in. They took me as a slave."
That is a harsher fate than some. Tell me, how do your masters treat you?
"I have had worse, though that does not mean I don't hate them. You seem to be an educated man. Are you a scholar?
Not as much as I would like to be, but there are still many chapters of life to come. Perhaps even for you too.
I hope so.
The girl gives you a small, sad smile.
I am Kialine.
She whispers close to you.
If you can take me away from these men, I will do everything I can to please you.
When the sun is hanging low in the western horizon, 2 more men on chariots arrive along the road from the east. The one in front wears styled armor and a flowing mantle, and he bears some variety of poleaxe. Judging by the reactions from the soldiers around you, this is Zephanon. The other man arriving with him holds fast to a prisoner. The war priest steps from his chariot. He and his ally escort the prisoner to the cell cart at the back of the wagon. The group there has a heated discussion. You cannot make out what they are saying. A few minutes later, the soldiers bind the captive and force him onto a rock some 100 feet off the road. Zephanon raises his voice and his weapon.
Frel of Grotimal, bastard son and field worker, you are guilty of the theft of a holy relic. In consideration of your confession, belated though it was, your death shall be merciful. The dark road awaits you.
The man pleads fiercely, but his screams are cut short as the heavy axe blade severs his head from his body, and his neck washes the rock in blood. Zephanon leaves his men to finish the procedure. He orders camp be made. You notice the soldier who had been questioning you just earlier goes to speak with Zephanon, who replies,
I shall speak with him tomorrow. Send a meal for me. I am famished.
Night comes, and the soldiers make campfires. Thoughts of fleeing enter your mind once again, but there are steep odds to weigh, and questions of your own yet unanswered. Who is this Zephanon, and what exactly is his order's purpose? Conquest? A holy war? Or perhaps some legitimate political struggle of which you are unaware? At a certain point, you need to relieve yourself, and the soldier standing guard nearby tells you,
Go over there. Don't try anything stupid. Zephanon will speak with you tomorrow. If you have nothing to hide, then you have nothing to fear.
You step off the road near the back end of the wagon and find your relief. You look around. Even by night, you know these lands well. The gently rolling high plains and the craggy hills are your truest home. As you start to make your way back to the bedroll, you hear a deep, gruff voice.
Oh, you there.
You realize the voice came from the large wheel cage affixed behind the wagon. Inside sits a brutish man with a shaved head. The shadows shroud any details of his features.
I'm not afraid to die, but I refuse to die like this. Help me get out of this damned cage.
You ask much of me.
I can pay you well. My home is not far from here, and I have money. 20 silver pieces. All I need is a dagger or a knife, and I can spring this lock.
You must have done something to end up as a prisoner. The man crouches forward and wraps his powerful-looking hands around the iron cage bars.
I have done many things that would make a lesser man piss himself, but I never did anything worth putting me to death on an altar in Tarag. Zephanon's god can choke on his own dung. I will not die a sacrificial lamb of these madmen.